In this video, we will show inequalities on a number line and write inequalities in interval notation. To graph an inequality in one variable, first determine the boundaries of the inequality if they exist. Second, locate the boundaries on a number line. If the inequality is less than or greater than, the boundary is not included. Represent this with a parenthesis. If the inequality is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, the boundary is included. Represent this with a bracket. Shade the portion of the number line between the boundaries. If there is no boundary in one or both directions, the graph continues indefinitely in the directions with no boundaries. Another type of notation used to represent inequalities is interval notation. The two boundaries are separated by a comma and enclosed with a symbol that indicates whether the boundary is included or not. If there is no boundary in one or both directions, an infinity symbol is used. We can say the set is unbounded. To write an inequality in interval notation, first determine the boundaries of the interval if they exist. Then write the left boundary or negative infinity first, and write the right boundary or infinity second. Separate the two with a comma. Then enclose the boundaries with the appropriate grouping symbols. A parenthesis indicates the boundary is not included. A bracket indicates the boundary is included. For example, represent the sets of numbers on the number line and by using interval notation. First, we have 1 is less than x is less than 8. So to do this, we use our parentheses boundaries and we just shade everything between 1 and 8 because it is strictly less than in both of these. The interval notation is just 1, 8 between parentheses. Next, we have 1 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 8. It is almost the same as the 1 is less than x is less than 8 notation, but here we have our brackets instead of our parentheses. Next, we have x is less than 3. On a number line, we represent this with an open parenthesis facing toward negative infinity at 3 and shade everything before that. In interval notation, we have negative infinity and 3 between parentheses. If there is no boundary, we use a parenthesis. It doesn't matter if everything else is in brackets. We use parentheses for infinity because a set of numbers never includes infinity. Infinity is not a number. Here we have x is greater than or equal to 3. So here, because that's greater than or equal, we have a bracket and we shade everything to the right. Here we have our bracket for 3, but infinity is bounded by a parenthesis. Finally, we have all real numbers. Well, for all real numbers, we're just going to shade the whole number line because everything is included in all real numbers. And here we have negative infinity to infinity enclosed in parentheses.